Akhetaten's Gates, Chapter 39. It never occurred to me just how powerful Akhetaten had been. I couldn't fathom just how much of an anchor he held over the land of Egypt. I didn't want to acknowledge the possibility that I was right, and that without Akhetaten, his world would start to crumble away. I felt like a failure. I was in power for only 2 years, and I already felt everything slipping away. Riots had started to break out all over Egypt. A proper king would have defended his position. Akhetaten would. But what did I do? I cowered behind the walls of Akhetaten. Somehow, I just felt my very life being sapped away bit by bit. What a shameful king I was. Akhetaten was Egypt's driving force. She took command with the greatest of ease. She traveled for the first time since the move to Akhetaten, out of the city, and to the palace long since abandoned in Memphis. She was testing her political savvy. On the one hand, she got a lot of respect. But on the other, it was undeniable that many people felt the same as I. Such mutiny. The entire country humored him in life, and since his death, they had been beating against boundaries, testing my strength. But with Akhetaten at my side, I could hold on as long as possible. I would not give it up so easily. I would not accept defeat. I just couldn't give in. I would just have to endure the fight a little longer. But things were getting desperate. Tutankhaten was quite an exceptional boy. At 5, he was already well into his lessons and was very quick to befriend many boys from the court that would grow to be his ministers. Yes, he would grow to be a fantastic king. But one problem remained: legitimacy. Though a child, I placed a heavy title on him, wanting to ensure that he would have no hindrance or obstacles. Everyone seemed rather eager for the boy's potential. But what if later he would have to back up his claims? It really only meant one thing, and only one person was able to do it. "Mother!" Akhetaten laughed in surprise. She was assisting her handmaidens with her hair. "You can't be serious." "It is the only option open to us, I'm afraid," I replied. "And it was the wish of your father." "Married to Tutankhaten? Little pomegranate head? Now? I'm like way older than he is. He's just a little kid. I think you would make a nice queen." "What am I supposed to do with him? Granted, I'm fond of him, and he's my friend of sorts, and he certainly looks up to me. But marriage? He doesn't even know what sex is, let alone how to do it." "Sex was not an issue when you served as your father's queen," Akhetaten chimed in. She had returned briefly from Memphis, having quelled one riot, but was certain that she would have to repeat it all over again. It was symbolic, and so this is how it would start. Sex would only come into play years down the line. In time, it may work out to your benefit. "Power," she grumbled. "That's what it is. It's all about the power in politics. Since Mother became Smenkare, she's changed. And since I has become an advisor, it has felt dark in the royal home." "But Akhetaten, sister, dear, darling," Akhetaten coaxed. "You have seen how it is that father has done things. We know better than anybody. Teach him. For now, it is just an image. You may very well grow closer, even if now he certainly has a choice of a plethora of lesser wives. You were born to privilege, and privilege comes at a price. It's not free. Can you not then pay your debt?" She frowned. "That's a low blow, Akhetaten." "It's true." "Oh, humph," she grumbled. "Very well. If that is the price I pay for being a princess, then so be it. But you can tell him." "Ew," Tutankhaten spat. "Marriage is yucky. Besides, she calls me pomegranate head. That's no way to talk to a prince." It's not like anything changes with you, Meridaten explained. I'm a man. We don't do any of that mushy stuff. Mushy stuff, I gasped. Don't be silly. Your father, his father, and his father were all men, and they all married. It's just part of being a man, and a prince. Then I won't be a prince anymore, Akhetaten stated simply as he crossed his arms. Don't be so stubborn, you little brat, Meridaten spat at him. Fathead, he shot back at her. You're a fathead, pomegranate head. Meridaten, I sighed. Can we please try to keep this on an adult level? I crossed my arms and looked around, hoping for an idea to just drop out of midair. One came to me obediently when my eyes fell upon Ramose as he was on his way up the corridor. Ramose! He stumbled to a stop and turned back, peeking in as if to be sure that I had indeed called for him. He entered cautiously, kneeling before me and kissing the ground at my feet. How may I be of service, mighty Sminkare? You're a guy, right? Immediate confusion was evident in his face. What sort of question was that? Last time I checked, Your Majesty. If I may dare say, more of one than your grand self. Don't be cute, even if I deserve that, I scolded half-heartedly. Both Meridaten and he chuckled at my slight embarrassment. Perhaps you can talk some sense into this boy. Akhetaten has agreed to become his queen. I'm afraid, however, that Akhetaten is not grasping the importance of such a thing. Could you assist? It would be my pleasure, my pharaoh, Ramose replied, getting to his feet. A valuable man-to-man talk is what is needed. But the womenfolk must vacate if you want any hope of the man magic to work. Oh, listen to you, Meridaten laughed. She gave me a push to get me moving. Very well. Then let's be on our way, Sminkare. Leave Ramose to work his magic. Excuse me. Man magic. Man magic. Ha! If I was to play the role of a man, then I should have been entitled to learn and master this art of man magic. Joke or not, it worked. I have no idea what he said to the boy, but he had a miraculous change of opinion. So the marriage was confirmed and underway. Let's face the facts. It was simply a glam and glitz ordeal. At the end of the day, Akhetaten and Akhetaten were hardly affected. It was still the same, a close friendship, but hopes grew abundant. Perhaps, as the years passed on, it would bloom into more. The amusement was short-lived, however. Another outbreak of unrest sent Meridaten back to Memphis. This left me lonely and worried. A mother and her firstborn have an amazing bond. Of course I worried for her, praying she'd always be able to return to me. My only companion seemed to be Ramose. He always had the right words. He was a lot like Tepi had been. Tepi. What a strange circle it seemed to be. A predestined cycle. It was something I was afraid to face. It was coming.